told you I'll be 100% transparent with you guys. Thread break after thread break after thread break after thread break. Check this out. Just took it off, hot off the press, and I just want to peel this with you guys. I also fixed the design so that the stitches, the satin stitches, aren't so far apart, so it's not click clack, click clack, click clack going slow anymore. King troubleshoot. I am king troubleshoot. I am king get to the bottom of what is really going on. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? You see it. You see it. The Dubb Nation 3D puff trucker snapback hat. All right, looking good, looking good. Gonna be on the website in a couple of days, guys. Just gotta take a picture of it and everything and put it on there. But guys, learned interesting. Oh yeah, we also got the 3D puff Dubb Nation dad hat. Look at this. This was a little bit challenging to do, but it works good. Looks good, right? Check it out. All right, for women's in pink, got the worn look. The I keep on forgetting that word. What's the word that I'm looking for, guys? Keep on forgetting. But anyway, guys, learned an important lesson today. On an embroidery machine, right? One thing that can make you have a significant problem, right, on your embroidery machine, is if you thread the needle incorrectly. Got a little problem right here.
Boom, wait a minute, just like that. Boom, 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 just like that. A-Dubb Productions, just like that. Like, comment, subscribe, just like that. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. A-Dubb, you ready? Wait a minute.
Alright, so right now we do have a thread break, so I'm just gonna clip the thread right here. And clip this excess off. And I'm gonna look up here and see what the problem could be. Alright, and right here you see where all the thread is bunched up. Alright, so something weird happened with this thread. It got all tangled. Let me grab, where's my tweezers at? Tweezers real fast. Alright, there they go right here. They got all bunched up. So I'm just going to grab the thread from right here, pull it down, and the thread started doing some weird stuff. I don't know, sometimes thread bunches up like this is weird. Just pull some excess through, snip it, and rethread that bottom part, and we'll be good to go, guys. But yeah, we just had a real life thread break. I'm going to show you guys that, you know, it happens sometimes, right? You guys are going to see me embroider on this machine, and it's not, you know, it's I don't want you guys to think that, hey, A-Dubb's machine, he does these fake videos, he doesn't ever get thread breaks. Huh? It happens sometimes. It does. It happens sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this in the groove right here. In the groove of the needle, run it down, and it goes right into the hole. Just like that, because there's a groove on the tip of the needle. Right on the front of the needle. And I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to pull it through. Like that. I'm going to connect it to up here. Like so. And then I'm going to clip the excess. Right here. Alright. Right here. Then I go on the panel. I'm going to back it up a little bit. On the screen right here, I'm just going to back it up just a little bit. I'm going to press stop. That's going to make the design go backwards. See what the dot is? That's where it's at. I'm going to make it go backwards just a little bit. Alright, and that's good enough. And now I'm ready to press start on my embroidery machine. And let's go. I'm going to hit this button right here in a second. Let me bring you back to the needle. Back at the needle, let me just hit start.
A-Dubb Productions.
And that's it, guys. That's a wrap. That's all she wrote. Release this. Oh, look, that was loose. That was loose. That's not good. That wasn't even in that whole time. Interesting. Interesting. I'll go ahead and pull this joint off right here. Looking good.
Alright guys, I'm going to show you something real fast, and then we're going to do that whole process all over again as far as making the hat is concerned. Because this is really important right here. I was interrupted when I was trying to show you guys last time. One of the things that can make you have thread break after thread break after thread break is if you put this bobbin in the case wrong. You want to put it in this way, clockwise, not counterclockwise. An easy way for me to remember it is if you like spin your finger this way, like do the thing like you used to tell people like you're crazy, spin your finger like that. But if you spin your finger backwards, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So you kind of want to clockwise, all right? Just I don't know if that helps or not, but put it in here clockwise so that when you put it in, it's spinning like a clock. All right, in here, in here. All right, because you can put it in the other way, and if you put it in the other way, where it's spinning this way, and the thread is being pulled this way, you will have thread break after thread break after thread break after thread break. Trust me, I know, because I learned the hard way. All right, so that's an important part to remember when you're replacing your bobbin thread. All right, now let's start this whole process again and let us embroider a whole nother hat from scratch. We're going to put the design in the machine and show you exactly how to do it. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Thank you. I'll put this bobbin back on in here. Got the thread hanging, that's okay. And now we're going to hoop our hat. Alright, now I've showed you guys how to do this before, but I've never showed you guys how to do it with puff embroidery. Open up your hat all the way. Get this part out, the sweatband out, underneath these feet right here. Bring it up, insert it right underneath the flap, like so. Bring this part underneath that part right there, and same thing with the other side. All right, underneath the little foot thing. All right, now you're gonna bring this keeper up, and while you're bringing the keeper up, make sure this metal part is against the brim of the hat. All right, I like to leave my brim a little over slightly because this seam has to line up with this right here. There's a split right there on a plate, so you got to line it up. So I like to bring it over to this way a little bit so that when I pull it, it slides its way and lines up perfectly. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and watch this. When I pull it, it pulls a little bit that way, this way, so now it's lined up perfectly. All right, our hat is now hooped. All right, so now we got to go ahead, and the puff embroidery part is this part right here. This is what makes it puffy, so you got to lay that on the top of it. So what I like to do is I like to use safety pins. So I'll go right here, and I'll put one. I like working with these mesh hats because I can put it right inside of the mesh, and I can, once I'm in there on that way, I can come underneath, and I can kind of feel that pin, kind of sort of, and I can come back up and through the pin. Same thing with the other side. Grab another pin and come in through the other side, same way. All right, with the pin. All right, put that in and come in from underneath with my finger. Make sure I don't stick myself and push it through. Push it through. All right, there we go. Good to go. All right, Mr. MT. Mr. MT was making a funny noise just now with the wide stitch, so I brought the camera over to show you guys, but it stopped. All right, sometimes when it the stitches are real wide, it'll like make a funny noise like click, 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 clack. But that's just because the stitches are wide. At least that's what I think. I'm not sure. You guys can chime in the comment section down below. But as you guys can see, what happened just now, this is supposed to be black, but I accidentally didn't assign the color to it, the thread. So when you don't assign the color to it, it just stitches out default thread needle number 1. Needle number 1 is white, so I got black puff, black foam, and then I got the white over top of the black foam, which is supposed to use white foam if you're doing white puff, but hey, that was an accident, so I'm gonna just let it go. There you go, guys. It's doing the same thing again. Now this is what happens. It does the same thing on the small machines when your satin stitch is too wide. All right, that's what it does when the satin stitch is too wide. So don't be alarmed if you hear your machine making that noise. I should have did a split stitch or something like that. See how it just corrected itself just now? Yeah, so it's no big deal. I should have just did a split stitch in this area right here where the satin stitch is super, super wide. So just wanted to show you guys that, just in case that happens to you and you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? What's happening? All right, so. All right, step-by-step guide. Assuming you have already put your design on your flash drive from your computer, right? You can use any flash drive. Some people like to ask me, what type of flash drives are the best? What type of flash drive can I use? You can use any flash drive. Use one that has a fast read-write speed though. Yeah, so there's a slot on the side of the machine. You're just gonna insert that flash drive in the side, all right? Goes in there, all right? Now, you are going to hit File, all right? And then you are going to navigate to the folder. Actually, hit this button right here just to make sure you are in your flash drive. Then you're going to navigate to the folder that your design is in. In my case, my design is in my personal folder, right? Then you're going to select the design. My case is this. This is my design. Actually, no, that's not it. Actually, where is my design? Okay, let me go back. All right, this is how you go back. All right, we go File. All right, let me see where my design is, guys. Where is my design? Interesting. I swore up and down. That's that. This is that. Personals. Yeah, okay. So, here it is right here. Dubb Nation. All right, that's the design we're using. All right, so let me do that over again. All right, so I pressed File. I pressed this USB looking button right here to make sure I'm in the USB. I press Personal because that's where my design is. And then I press Over, navigate to the last. These are all your designs right here. All these are your designs. All right, all these are your designs. So navigate to the one that you want. All right, using the arrow keys, press it. All right, that's not it. There it is right here. Interesting. It's very, where the star is the design that you selected. All right, so now that you have it over here, you have to save it to your actual machine. All right, so this right here stands for Design, arrow key X. You want to delete it. Design, arrow key Machine, which means you want to put it in a machine. So I'm going to press that button right there to put it in a machine. Select which folder you're going to put it in. Normally I suggest you put everything in your root folder. I like to separate my stuff, so I put mine in a second folder. My personal design in the second folder. Now you have your design saved to your computer, which means to your machine, which means you can actually take this out. You can actually take out your USB flash drive if you want to. All right, so now I'm going to navigate to my machine, right? The designs on my machine. I'm going to go to the last one. I'm going to press it. There it is right there. Star next to it. All right, so now that I have it, I'm just going to press OK. And now it's loaded up and ready to go. All right. Now, if yours doesn't look like this, if you were embroidering a flat or something else, you're going to want to navigate and you're going to press the hat option. Design. Press cap. Right there in the corner, press that button. And then when you press that button, it's going to navigate to all the hoops, and you're going to hit cap, all right? And when you hit cap, that's going to adjust, your machine's going to adjust and everything. But mine's already in cap, so I'm not going to press it. It's already lined up the way I want it to be lined up, so I'm not going to press it. Escape. Okay, so now we're ready to put our hat hoop on our hat now that we've hooped our hat or whatever, all right? So now we're going to put our hat hoop on the machine. All right, so let me just refocus down here. All right, focus. All right, so here we go. This is the hat that we just hooped, and we just put the foam on there. So we're just gonna put it sideways, because obviously you can't go in like this. Put it sideways, put it in like so. Rest this little brim on the thing right there. Bring it over. Put your fingers on here, on both sides. Push it in. And then on the bottom there's a flap. Push that one in, it locks in. All right, so just tap these very lightly. Make sure they're not they don't have any play in it. If they did have play in it, it will be going like this. But you want to push it all the way in to the point where it doesn't have any play on both sides or on the one at the bottom. All right, now we're ready. All right, next step is we're going to trace the design. Tracing is important, right? This is the button that I'm going to hit. This trace button right here with the arrows. It's a square with arrows on it. That's the button I'm going to hit, okay? And when I hit that button, the machine is going to move around. It's going to move around, and what it's doing is ensuring that the needle that I have selected, needle number 1, does not hit any of the this hoop right here, okay? So actually what we normally do is we position the design where we want it to go using these arrows right here, but I know that mine is exactly where I want it to be right now. And when you position it, you compare it to right here, because it's moving around. As you're pressing the arrows, it's moving, and you want your design to line up right on that seam, right in the center. All right, so that's what you want. All right, so in my case, like I said, I got mine lined up perfectly, so I'm not going to do that. All right, so now you're going to hit the trace button. I'm going to hit that trace button, like I said, right here, this trace button right here. All right, and watch what happens. Watch what happens. I'm going to bring down the foot so that it can trace. Hit OK. And it's tracing where the design is going to embroider out. All right, and what I'm making sure is I'm making sure that this foot isn't too close to that, because if it is, it's going to hit this metal part right here, and we don't want that. So it was kind of close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a contour trace. You can only do a contour trace after you've done a regular trace. The contour trace is this button right here. This set of menus just appeared. So I'm going to press that button right here, and it's going to do a slower trace, a more accurate trace. All right, which and that can get a precise measurement of exactly where the design is going to stitch out. All right, boom. Very close, but it's not going to hit. Very close though, but it's not going to hit. All right, just to be sure, I am going to raise it up a little bit. All right, because I don't want it to be anywhere near. I don't want it to be anywhere near there. So I'm going to press this up arrow, and when I press the up arrow, this up arrow right here, this is going to move back. All right, so watch this. All right, so I'm pressing up. All right, so I moved it back a little bit. The hat moved that way. All right, now the last step before we start is we got to assign a color. That's what I didn't do last time just now. Didn't assign a color, so it resorted to white. And we don't want to do that again, because we don't want another white cap. All right, so I'm going to press the color right here. Boom. And then I know I'm doing black. Black on my machine at the top right here is thread number 2. So I'm going to press thread number 2, 2, 2. All right, okay. And now I'm ready to start embroidering. All right, all I'm going to do is hit the start button. Once I hit the start button, the machine is going to move to needle number 2 and start embroidering. All right, watch this. Needle number 2 is ready to go. Let me make sure I got thread in there and everything. I think it's got thread. Yes, all right. So boom, start. Move to thread number 2. Push this down a little bit. All right. Now we're cooking on gas. Here we go, guys. 3D puff embroidery. All right. Now, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. It's not a secret. It's just kind of like a thing that I figured out. I like to do a lot of tests. I like to troubleshoot things. I like to find out what's really going on and get to the bottom of things when I'm learning, right? And I've embroidered this design over and over and over. I wasted a few caps. I've had a little, by the way, my speed is on 700 stitches per minute. But I was getting like white thread peeking through. That's the bobbin thread peeking through. That means the thread was pulling too much. So I couldn't figure out what was going on at first, but you know, using your embroidery knowledge and your skills and your experience, the more you embroider, the more you start to figure things out, put two and two together, right? So it dawned on me that, hey, this design being as though it's puff, right? It's pulling the white thread too much. It's pulling the white thread through too much. So in the software, normally people will say, hey, you must, I see a lot of forums and a lot of people asking questions, because I read these stuff when I see it. How do you adjust your bobbin tension? How do you adjust a... I don't ever recommend messing with any bobbin tension. What I do recommend doing is messing with these tensions right here at the top. I mean, you can do that if you're getting tail threads, but never, ever, ever would you need to mess with any bobbin tension, right? So go back, take your design. If you didn't digitize it yourself, tell your digitizer, hey, I'm having these issues. I need some more tension in my design. So I need less tension in my design. All right, I need the threads to be a little bit looser. All right, so that way the threads can be looser and the top thread isn't pulling on the bottom thread so much. All right, so when the top thread intertwines with that bottom thread, if it's pulling too much, then the bottom thread is going to show through. All right, so you need some tension. You need some tension to be released. All right, so that's the problem that I was having. And also, my machine wasn't oiled enough, and it was doing a few things that caused me to have a lot of thread breaks. But I oiled the machine. I added some tension, whatever, and now you see, by now I would have had a thread break. Like last time I digitized this, last time I stitched this out, white thread, I could see white thread right there, and I had about 4 thread breaks by now. So that just goes to show you, like, back to what I've always said, a lot of this stuff is human error. It's something that we're not doing right as the user, and sometimes you have to try to figure things out. I just twisted my light around. You have to try to figure things out and figure out, what am I doing wrong? If this is working for other people, why isn't it working for me? What am I doing wrong? So I was able to figure that out, and it looks like my design is embroidering just fine, guys. All right, I'm gonna cut a little bit. I'm not gonna do these all the way through things anymore. I'm gonna cut a little bit, and I'm gonna let you guys see as things progress. All right.
A-Dubb Productions.
In the meantime, guys, let's peel off this one that we made by accident, this white one right here. See how it came out. It looks great in my opinion. This is actually, to be honest with you guys, this is actually the best one, and the background is black, which is hilarious, but it looks great. Definitely gonna be rocking this one, even though we use black puff, black styrofoam, black foam rather, not styrofoam but foam, and some of the areas are hard to come out, but we'll get those out at a later date, guys. But it looks great. Puff, military fatigue, cannot beat it. All right, grab that from the middle right there and just get that part off right here. Looking good, guys, looking good. What do you guys think in the comments down below? I think it looks great. All right, just a few extra little black right there. All this black that you see, if you see any, is because we should have used white on this. But it's very, very puffy. It looks very, very good. It came out good in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I think I've come a long way, guys. Let me zoom in on this thing right here so you guys can. I think I've come a long way. All right, see that Puff HTV on the Mt-1501. This looks really good, really professional, in my opinion. This looks like something I would see in like one of those hat stores, in a sneaker store, lids or something like that. Looks good. Yep. Told you I'd be 100% transparent with you guys. Had a few more thread breaks. Got a little frustrated, but didn't quit. I had to go inside of the software and look at the file meticulously and saw some changes that needed to be made. I've never done this before. This is totally just trial and error. And I made those changes, and now the areas of the design where the thread was breaking, it's embroidering perfectly. It's not slowing down. Have it on a fast speed like I had it before when I first got started. And could be one or two things. Well, I definitely know it's definitely the embroidery design. That's a fact. It's the embroidery design that why the thread was breaking. So you guys saw me do flats. Flats go perfectly. The variable was the 3D puff, and now I got the design magnifique. It's to the point where I can go hat after hat after hat after hat after hat flawlessly, and I'm excited about it. And no more thread breaks. All right, so just some encouragement for you guys. You guys have to stick in there when things aren't going right. You got to troubleshoot the stuff. I did turn some knobs at the top and adjust some tensions, but it all comes with experience. It all comes with trial and error. And for the most part, it was a file in the computer. It was a file in the computer that needed to be tweaked. I did change out the black thread. The black thread that I had, to me, seemed a little bit thin. It was the dull thread, and it wasn't 100% polyester. So I changed out to the 100% polyester, shiny type of Madeira thread, and took out that thin lighter weight thread that wasn't 100% polyester, and stitching out perfectly. So it could have been the thread. You know what I want to do? I want to put back in the old thread to test it now, since I changed the parameters of the actual file. I wonder if the old thread will work now, because I kind of like the dull thread, the way the dull thread looked on the cap. So I might change back the thread and see if it embroiders just as good with that old thread in there. So yeah, guys, everything's working fine. It's embroidering perfectly right now. So let's check it out. Let's go watch it. Here we go, guys. I've been working on this file all day to get it to embroider right, and I can finally say that the design is looking better than ever. No white thread peeking through at all. No bobbin thread peeking through. No thread breaks. Nothing. Everything is going flawless on the Ricoma Mt-1501. Let me move this. A little too hot. Let me move that. Gotta see that Ricoma symbol right there. All right, let me twist that to the side. There we go. There we go. Looking good. Picking on gas now. See the Ricoma symbol? Boom. Look at this thing go. Watch this. Watch this. Let's just look at it for a little while, guys. Gotta get the light back. Let's just look at it for a little while. Looking good, guys. Your boy, man. Your boy. I'm telling you, man. Your boy is. I'm king troubleshoot. I am king troubleshoot. I am king get to the bottom of what is really going on. And what is really going on is human error. Actually, it's not human error. It's digitizing skills. Like my digitizing, my digitizing skills are going up higher and higher, and I'm getting better and better at this stuff. I'm starting to understand what works, what doesn't work, and rules and stuff like that. There's no specific rules. It's just that, like, when you digitize, you kind of get a feel for it. The more you do it, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. You have to pay attention to what the machine is doing, and it varies from machine to machine, why it's doing the things that it's doing, what adjustments can be made to compensate for certain things. And then when you're able to do that, man, cooking on gas. Listen, this is one of those hard hats. I bet you this is one of those hats that people would say it's difficult to embroider on. But flawless, guys. Flawless over here. Watch a little bit more, and then we're gonna cut and go ahead and go to the part where I show you guys the finished design, guys. All right. So I talked to you guys about some mistakes that you might have, how to rectify them. I talked to you guys about what else I talked to you guys about? Talked to you guys about thread breaks. Talked to you guys about thread in general and what thread I recommend, right? Talked to you guys about the software. Showed you guys some tips and tricks in the software, and yeah, I think this is a pretty good video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And let's see what this looks like after it's done, guys. All right, so be right back. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I also fixed the design so that the stitches, the satin stitches, aren't so far apart, so it's not click clack, click clack, click clack going slow anymore. It's embroidering exactly like it should be. So you kind of want to avoid that. That noise is not pleasant, and it makes you feel like on edge. So yeah, I adjusted it so it's not doing that anymore. Everything is just going so wonderful. I'm just so happy. For real, guys, I'm just so happy. Like, it's always good when things go according to plan. I'm sorry I keep on chiming in. I'm long-winded here, but I just want you guys to see it. I just want you guys to witness it. I just want you guys to experience this with me, because when you finally get the hang of something and get it down packed, and when you're finally confident in your troubleshooting skills, then the sky's the limit, man. Sky's the limit. I'm gonna make so much on this machine. I'm gonna do so many things, and I've already made a lot on it, but I'm gonna make so much more. Got 3D puff down, got all the laws and stuff like that, and man, I'm just excited. Alright guys, one more. Just want to check this out. Just took it off, hot off the press, and I just want to peel this with you guys so you guys can get the full effect. It's so satisfying when you pop this stuff off. It looks good. Ah, so satisfying. No white peeking through. Ah, yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Hey guys, man, you know what they say, man. If you can't beat them, you might as well join them, guys. I'm telling you, like, I mean, you have to put forth a little time and effort in order to get something precisely right. You have to, in anything that you create, you have to put forth some effort into design, into prototyping, into everything. And when it comes to your e-store and merchandise, this is a whole nother animal, and it's same thing goes into it. You have to, like, find out what the mistakes are, find out how to get it to go smoothly so that when you're reproducing it, when you're mass producing it, it's easy for production. And that's exactly what I've done. These hats stitch out hat after hat after hat after hat flawlessly now. Glad I took the time to really get this down and to really study all the possibilities that could be happening with my machine and with the design. And guys, I could go on forever just mumbling and talking about it, but I'm really excited about this, that I got this to yeah, man. I feel powerful. I feel empowered. I feel powerful that I can manipulate this thing to do whatever I want it to do. That's 100% how I feel right now. Whether it be digitizing, whether it be the MT-1501, whether it be anything, I feel powerful because I put in the time, and the time that I put into these other machines, the smaller machines, the single needle machines, that stuff does translate over, and it helps me understand a lot better how this bigger machine works, and especially in the software, the functionality of the of digitizing. It's so powerful to know how to digitize, guys. Like, I highly encourage, even if you don't want to digitize your own designs, I highly encourage getting digitizing software and playing with it every now and then so that you become somewhat proficient in it and somewhat understanding of the digitizing process. Because if I didn't know that, I would just be like, oh, this doesn't work, or like, this is never gonna, you know, why is everybody else's getting these good results and I can't get mine to act as good. So I'm glad, I'm really glad that I took the time out and I really learned the skill, because now I can create anything I want to create and I don't have to rely on anybody else when an idea pops into my head. Oh, so I'm a Ricoma affiliate, guys. I'm giving you the honest to God truth with my experiences with the software as well as the machine. And just like anything else, once you figure it out, it's butter. I don't think anything is smooth. Anything this complicated, I mean, look at it. It's complex. Anything this complex is not going to be plug and play. There's going to be learning curves, but hey, I got mine to work. So only thing you gotta do is be diligent, stick in there, go on the Facebook group, see how many other people are creating wonderful things with the MT-1501. I am so happy and so impressed that I did this all on my own, guys. Man. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Use my Ricoma affiliate links down below if you want to inquire about getting your machine, or if you want to inquire about getting Chroma Luxe, the digitizing software that I use. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. It's your boy. Peace.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby?